Hello, fellow sports enthusiasts. Welcome to today's Cricket World Cup special episode. Did you know that India is one of the only three nations to have lifted the World Cup more than once? Stick around as we dive deep into India's incredible cricket journey. India's World Cup journey is nothing short of spectacular. They've clinched the title twice and were finalists three other times. And today, we're talking stats, records, trivia, and unforgettable moments. Who can forget the 1993 win against the invincible West Indies or the euphoric 2011 victory over Sri Lanka? Let us know in the comments where were you when these historic moments unfolded. Stay tuned as we unravel the enigma that is Indian cricket in the World Cups. It's not just a sport in India, it's a religion. Don't forget to share your World Cup memories in the comments below. Your story might be the next fan moment we talk about. Alright folks, buckle up as we hit the time machine. Let's embark on a nostalgic journey through India's Cricket World Cup saga. In 1975, India made its World Cup debut. It was a rough start, winning just a single match in the group stage. But hey, every legend has a beginning. 1979 was a year India would like to wipe off their cricket history, losing all their group stage matches. Then comes 1983. The underdogs became legends, clinching their first World Cup by defeating the indomitable West Indies. In 1987, India sailed smoothly to the semis but faced a heart-wrenching loss to England. So close, yet so far. The 90s was a roller coaster. From a dismal 1992 to a promising 1996, India's performance kept fans at the edge of their seats. In the early 2000s, India roared to the finals in 2003 but couldn't overcome the Australian juggernaut. 2011 was a dream come true. India not only lifted the trophy but became the first nation to win on home soil. In 2015 and 2019, India showed great promise, reaching the semis but fell short against Australia and New Zealand respectively. Wow, what a journey it's been. But hold your horses, we've got a lot more to explore. Are you all set to relive some heart-stopping, spine-tingling and truly iconic moments in Indian cricket history? Well, buckle up, because that's exactly where we're headed next. Let's rewind to 1983. India's 17 for 5 against Zimbabwe looked dire until Kapil Dev lit up the field with an incredible 175 not out. Folks, this isn't just a cricket inning, it's a masterclass in hope. Fast forward to 2003, India versus Pakistan, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Enter Sachin Tendulkar, who made the Pakistani bowlers look like amateurs with a blistering 98 of 75. Remember that 6 of Shoaib Akhtar? Pure gold. Who can forget Dhoni's 6 in the 2011 final? It wasn't just a shot, it was a statement. A statement that ended a 28-year-long wait and sent an entire nation into euphoria. Back to 1983, Kapil Dev makes the list again with one of the most unforgettable catches of all time, nabbing Viv Richards and marking the birth of a cricketing giant. In 1996, Amir Sohail thought he had it in the bag, but Venkatesh Prasad had other ideas. The very next ball, Sohail was clean bowled. Talk about instant karma. The 1996 semi-final at Eden Gardens was heartbreaking. The crowd couldn't stomach the fall of Indian wickets, leading to the match being awarded to Sri Lanka by default. A dark day, but a part of the World Cup saga. Phew, time for a breather. These are just a handful of the iconic moments that encapsulate the roller coaster ride that's been India's World Cup journey. Welcome to the Key Players and Performances segment, where we delve into the superheroes of Indian cricket who have dazzled us on the World Cup stage. Kapil Dev, the name synonymous with India's first World Cup win in 1983. As one of the most prolific all-rounders, he could change the game single-handedly, be it with the bat or ball. Sachin Tendulkar, often dubbed the god of cricket, has been a batting phenomenon. He is the leading run scorer in World Cup history, and his stats speak volumes about his consistency and dominance. But what makes Sachin even more legendary? His performance in crucial matches. Moving on to Sourav Ganguly, a name synonymous with aggressive captaincy and elegant batting. Ganguly's performances have been key to India's campaigns in World Cups, blending leadership and skill to perfection. Rahul Dravid, often known as the wall of Indian cricket, renowned for his technical mastery and his ability to anchor the innings. Dravid has been an unsung hero in India's World Cup campaigns. Dravid graced the World Cup stage from 1996 to 2007, amassing 860 runs in 21 matches with an average of 61.42. But the crowning moment for Dravid came in the 1999 World Cup against Sri Lanka, where he smashed a brilliant 145 runs. This was part of a legendary partnership with Sourav Ganguly, where the duo piled up 318 runs for the second wicket, a world record at that time. He may not have explosive numbers like some of his teammates, but his role as a stabilizer in the middle order made him invaluable. And now, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself as we delve into the legacy of a man who has redefined Indian cricket. Yes, you guessed it. We're talking about MS Dhoni, also known as Captain Cool. Dhoni isn't just a cricketer, he's a phenomenon. The most successful captain in the history of Indian cricket. Dhoni's strategic acumen and ice-cold finishing abilities are legendary. And let's not forget, he is the only captain to sweep all major ICC tournaments. The T20 World Cup, the ODI World Cup and the Champions Trophy. Talk about a trophy cabinet. Next up, we have Virat Kohli, the modern maestro and often considered the heir to Sachin Tendulkar's legacy. Kohli has been consistently excellent in World Cups, carving his own niche and contributing to India's successes. Last but not least, we have Rohit Sharma, a destructive force in modern cricket. With his incredible striking power, he has been a key performer for India in recent World Cups, often tipping the scales in India's favour. Even though Gautam Gambhir played only one World Cup, he's etched in the memories of every cricket fan for his 97-run knock in the 2011 final. That innings brought glory back to India after 28 years. Javagal Srinath, the spearhead of India's fast bowling during the late 90s and early 2000s, was a key figure in India's World Cup campaigns. Known for his raw pace and swing, Srinath was a nightmare for batsmen on his day. He holds the unique honour of being one of India's top wicket-takers in World Cup history. Zaheer Khan, the left-arm pacer, was a jewel in India's World Cup campaigns. His stellar performances, especially in the 2011 World Cup, made him a force to be reckoned with. He was the joint leading wicket-taker in that tournament. Turning to Mohammad Shami, a spearhead of India's bowling lineup in recent World Cups. His scalping ability and economic bowling have made him one of India's most successful bowlers in World Cups. And before we wrap up this section, let's address the elephant in the room. We know there are countless Indian cricket legends who've left an indelible mark on the World Cup stage. Listing them all would make this video longer than a test match. So if your favourite player didn't make it to our list, don't fret. We tip our hats to every player who has represented India on the world's biggest cricketing stage. And we're sure they're all heroes in your book too. As we delve into the remarkable history of Indian cricket in World Cups, it's essential to look at the numbers that tell the story. Here are some mind-boggling stats and records that stand testament to India's prowess on the world stage. First up, let's talk about India's historical win-loss record. In the grand scheme of things, India has won 53 matches while losing 29, with one match tied and another abandoned due to rain. Yes, you heard it right, a winning record that speaks for itself. Now, for some numbers that will have you at the edge of your seat. India's highest score in a World Cup match? An eye-popping 413 for 5 against Bermuda. And before you ask, the lowest score was 125 against Australia back in 2003. Of course, we can't forget the legends who led from the front. The top run scorer in World Cup history for India is none other than Sachin Tendulkar, who amassed a whopping 2,278 runs between 1992 and 2011. And let's not forget our bowlers. The top wicket takers for India in World Cup history are Zaheer Khan and Javagal Srinath, both grabbing 44 wickets, though Zaheer did it in fewer matches. Ah, trivia. Who doesn't love some fascinating tidbits that add a sparkle of zest to our cricket conversations? So, sit back as we reveal some nuggets of information that you might not know. Firstly, let's talk rivalries. Nothing gets the heart racing like an India versus Pakistan match, and guess what? India has an impeccable record, winning all 8 matches they've played against Pakistan in the ODI World Cup. Yes, you heard it right. A perfect 8 out of 8. And when we talk about experience, who do you think has donned the Indian jersey the most in World Cup games? Who represented India in 45 World Cup matches from 1992 to 2011? A remarkable feat indeed. Finally, let's talk about age. From the youngest to the oldest, Indian cricket has seen it all. The youngest player to represent India in a World Cup match is Sachin Tendulkar at the age of just 18 years and 304 days. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Sunil Gavaskar, who was 38 years and 118 days old during the 1987 World Cup. Truly, age is just a number. The unforgettable moments that have warmed our hearts and united a nation. Fan moments at the World Cup have left an indelible impact not just on the game, but also on the cultural fabric of India. Let's relive some of them. Who can forget MS Dhoni's iconic winning six against Sri Lanka in the 2011 World Cup final? The whole nation erupted in joy as Captain Cool sent the ball soaring into the night sky. And then there's Sachin Tendulkar, the god of cricket, who had waited over 22 years to lift the coveted World Cup trophy. When it finally happened, he was lifted on the shoulders of his teammates for an emotional victory lap. Not to be forgotten is the sight of Team India holding the ICC World Cup trophy aloft, an image so potent it's been etched in the hearts of every cricket aficionado in India. And then there's the fans, the lifeline of any sport. Whether it's the flags, the cheers, or the famous sea of blue, they've always made their presence felt. These moments define us as a cricketing nation and underscore the massive cultural impact the game has had on India. Every 4 years, the World Cup is not just a tournament, it's a celebration of a sport deeply interwoven into our national identity. Now, let's move from the field and into the hearts and minds of the nation. Because, dear listeners, the impact of India's World Cup triumphs is so colossal, stretching far beyond the boundary ropes. It's not just another sport, it's about how cricket has seeped into the very fabric of Indian culture. The World Cup wins, especially the one in 1983, have been transformational. Not just elevating cricket but also the aspirations of a whole nation. They have influenced everything from blockbuster movies to the gully cricket that is a staple in every Indian alleyway. Yes, the World Cup is more than a sporting event. It's a cultural milestone that has united people across all walks of life. And that legacy, well, it's here to stay. As we speak, the World Cup 2023 is unfolding and the Indian cricket team is making its presence felt with a string of impressive victories. With 3 wins in 3 matches, the team is riding high on confidence. Let's delve into the match summaries and get a taste of India's winning streak. In the match against Australia, India scored a decisive win, beating them by 6 wickets with 52 balls to spare. Against Afghanistan, who posted a competitive total of 272, India chased it down effortlessly with 90 balls remaining. The arch-rival match against Pakistan took place on 14th October 2023 in Ahmedabad. And boy, was it electrifying with a crowd of 127,000 people. India easily chased down Pakistan's total of 191 with 117 balls to spare. The last match adds another feather to India's cap, extending their immaculate record against Pakistan to 8-0 in World Cup matches. India currently tops the points table, and here are the players who have been making the headlines. So, if you're a cricket fan, be prepared for some more fireworks as the Indian cricket team seems to be in impeccable form this World Cup. As we wrap up, it's evident that India has carved a significant place in World Cup history with its landmark victories in 1983 and 2011. And the saga is far from over. With an incredibly talented roster and passionate fan base, India is poised for even greater heights in future World Cups. That's all we have for today, folks. We'll be back with another in-depth analysis of cricketing teams. Don't forget to like, subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss any of our updates in this riveting cricketing journey. Until next time, keep the cricket fever high.